So, good morning, everyone. To all those students to whom I meet for the first time, hello. I'm Professor Sandeep Neve. I'm a chartered accountant. Those who meet me for second or third time, they are like nodding their heads. Sir has a fixed dialogue, set of dialogues. Yeah, guys, that is the only introduction. You need to know whom you are learning from, which subject you are learning. Rest of the things we gradually discuss, right? So, once again, good morning, everyone. This is Professor Sandeep Neve. I'm a chartered accountant, and I take financial management for all the branches of JKC all over India. So let's start with it. Today we are going to talk about uh, the topic called as estimation of working capital. Slightly before that, before I go ahead with the topic, just let me brief you what is. Give me 2 minutes. That just have a quick brief of the things. See, basically, financial management is slightly different from your accounts and advance accounts in the terms of that it is basically an assistant to the management, is an assistance to the management how to manage the finances. That is the most important aspect, that how to manage the finances. And we all know that need of finance is an ongoing thing, right? It's not a one time thing. See, whichever management you have learned, wherever you have learned management in theory, you have learned that management is a continuous function. You must have, wherever in theory parts you might have learned management, you must have come across this as a feature of the management, that management is what is a continuous and a ongoing function, right, people? So similarly, even financial management is an ongoing function. So what is our task as a finance manager? We have to advise the management about the finances. It may be related to starting the business, means starting it afresh, or maybe running the existing business, maybe expansion, maybe diversification. For any purpose, company, a business always needs what? It always needs finances. And because it always needs finances, its management, that is financial management, becomes an important task. We all know that. See, though I today start with the topic known as estimation of working capital, I'm pretty sure that working capital word you're not hearing for the first time, right? Those who are learning this topic for the first time today, okay, fine, you might be learning this topic first time, but this word, working capital, I'm damn sure that you all have heard of it, right, guys? So, what is working capital? It is nothing but funds required for smooth running of day to day business activity, right? So, now suppose, okay, give me a moment, I will share the screen. Yes, yes. So, uh, I'm sure that you all are able to see the screen. You can nod your heads, right? We know how to communicate, correct? Yeah. This is a usual thing that I tell all my students, that okay, fine. Though I have muted you, you can always nod your heads, give me some confirmation. Yes, sir, no, sir, whatever. Right? So, yeah. Okay, friends. So let's go ahead. Yeah. So, see, friends, we are talking about. estimation of working capital. All of you, please remember that estimation, okay, estimation is always which activity? Can I say it is a future oriented activity, right, friends? Please don't put this message again and again, man. Hello, everyone. In the beginning, I already told that I'm starting with estimation of working capital. It is for those students who are not yet done. So if you have joined, you can attend this as a revision of the things, right? So I've made it very clear. So request you all to again not to put this message again and again. Okay, please, guys. Let's do one thing. So have you all heard it very clear? Which topic is going on? Estimation of working capital. If you have already attended, doesn't matter. You can again listen to me. So for some time, I'm putting off the chat box. Okay, because a lot of chatter is happening. It is popping on my screen, and then half the time I'm getting diverted over there. So for some time, you just have to listen to what I go on with the pravachan, right? So Babaji's pravachan is going to go on. So just listen to that. Okay, need not keep chatting over here. Okay. Yes. So again, talking about this, see, estimation is always done for future. Everybody, please remember this, right? We never estimate for what is going to happen in the past. We always say what is going to happen in the future. Okay. So first of all, two important things we need to know that working capital is equal to, for mathematically, we can say it is current asset minus current liability, right, students? Okay. Also, what we can say, working capital is equal to what? Funds required for smooth running of day to day business activity in future. Obviously, now we'll talk about what to do now in future. Past, you're not going to estimate for past. You're going to estimate for what? Future. Okay. So then what exactly we mean to say? See now, suppose we are a finance managers and we have been told by the management that you find out how much capital do we need. Okay. We are going to start a business. How much capital do we need? Okay, friends. So now first thing comes to my mind, okay, I'm going to start some manufacturing industry. So I need to buy fixed assets. Absolutely right. So you estimated that you need fixed assets of say 800 crores. Let's say these are all in crores. See, as long as it's estimation, doesn't matter whether we write crores. Wait a minute, now let me write it in full because I write CR over here, then people will expect me to write DR over here, and then that's a big mess. So no, this is in crores, okay, not debit credit. It's a balance sheet, guys. Let's not kill accounts. Okay, yeah. So we estimated that we need fixed assets of 800 crore. Now you tell me, guys, can fixed assets work on their own, or can they? You just come with a set of fixed assets, put it in your factory. Automatically, next day onwards, production starts. Okay, your factory will become famous as a haunted place. You cannot have production of goods to take place automatically. You will have to purchase raw material, right? You will have to you will have to employ some workers, laborers. You'll have to spend some money on what? On power, fuel. Yes or no? Obviously, yes, sir. We all need this. So, friends, just saying that putting this 800 crores fixed asset, will it start with our business? Answer is no. Sir, we will need some extra funds, sir, for our day-to-day business requirements. Correct. And then that funds are called as what? Working capital. So, friends, let's say we estimate the working capital to be 200. So the topic is done then, because that is what is our topic, sir. Estimation of working capital. You're already done with estimation. So let's stop, sir. No, 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 no. I'm going to explain how to estimate this, but just making you understand the importance of estimation. Okay, fine. You estimate this, you estimate this. So you come to know how much money you need to start your work, start your business. You need 1,000 crore rupees to start your business. Then you will think, okay, I need 1,000 crore. Now, from where do I raise that money and all that, own funds, borrowed funds? That part you do. So first, what you will have to do, you will have to estimate this working capital. Okay, just now we discussed that, sir, mathematically, working capital is what? Current assets minus current liability, right, friends? That means if I have to estimate my working capital accurately, if I have to estimate my working capital accurately, or let's say with a fair accuracy, because estimation accurately is not possible, we understand, but we can at least estimate with what? A fair accuracy. We say, okay, let's do one thing. Let's try to estimate current assets and let's try to estimate the current liabilities. If we can manage to estimate them perfectly, we will reach to a fairly accurate amount. Now, again, students can ask me, sir, why to estimate what? Why to estimate? For the simple reason, guys, you have to have enough money with you to run your business. We all know that in the past few years, many businesses have collapsed because of not having enough money for day-to-day business activity. See, understand, it's like I buy a car of 10, I have 10 lakh rupees. I buy a car of 10 lakh rupees. After that, I don't have even 2,000 rupees to fill up petrol in it. Can I use the car? No, I cannot. I understand some of you like, sir, you can push the car, but that's not the way we use the car. You're supposed to drive it. I hope I'm clear, right? See, guys, it's like this. So even in business, just have these fixed assets of 800 crore, and then what are you going to do? You're going to play some game inside the factory? No. Running around? No. So you have to have some money for your day-to-day requirements. And if you don't have that, see, you can't tell your worker that, see, I've been paying you wages since last 7, 8 years. Now you don't ask for it. The worker will say, okay, okay, sir. I will just look at the wages that you paid me in the last 7, 8 years. Now I will not demand wages for next 4, 5 years. What now? He needs food every day, man. So you have to have money to make his payment. So you have to estimate all that from the beginning and carry that much money in your pockets. So anytime worker comes and stands in your office saying, sir, please pay me my wages. Yes, yes, man, take, these are your wages. Go, take. You'll be very happy. Electricity bills to be paid, right? Government taxes to be paid. You can't tell electricity company what you ask every time. I've been paying since last 3, 4 years. No, now please, please, please excuse me for 1 year. That's not done. They will come and cut your electricity. So you have to have enough money to meet all of these expenses, guys. Okay. So back to this, that you have to estimate working capital, then you have to estimate what? Current assets and current liabilities. Okay, fine. Now it's all about estimation. None of the business activities have all actually started. None of the business activities have what actually started. So it's all about estimation. So now tell me, generally, generally, what are the current assets in any business? Yes, sir, it is what? Stock, correct? Then debtors. So sometimes you have to pay some expenses in advance, prepaid expenses. And other than all this, now, sir, we have to have some money in our cash box. So right now it's a business now full of uncertainties. So it's like, okay, fine, we have money for everything, for buying stock, for investing in debtors because you sell the goods on credit. They are not paying you, but you have to make payment to all other people. You have to pay some advance expenses. What can be the expense example? Selling expenses. I have to put some advertisement banner at the main something like outside railway station near airport. I have not sold even a single commodity, but I want to put that banner. I have to have some money in advance, much before people start paying me. Okay. So these are general examples of current assets. Current liabilities, yes, what strikes to our mind? Creditors would be there. Then outstanding wages, outstanding expenses. This is a generalization. When you actually solve the questions, there might be some or some other one or two other current assets or current liabilities also. But this is a fair generalization. Okay, fine. Most of the questions will have this. So that means if we can manage to estimate, if we can manage to estimate all these current assets and all these current liabilities with a fair accuracy, what can we do? We can definitely estimate our working capital. Okay, friends. Now, see, topic's name is estimation of working capital. But just estimation, is it sufficient? After estimating, you have to take some action also. See, friends, I always tell my students that, see, in your life, you might not have done any estimation related, estimation of working capital, correct? But you have estimated a few things. One of the scarce things in your life, in case you're not aware, is time. Sir has become sarcastic, taunting. No, making you aware. And it's a fact. Some people always feel that we have, sir, all the time in the world. Dear friends, it's not that so. See, when it comes to have you estimated for time, and I always give the example. Let's see, when whichever city, whichever state, you all were you will all in 10th standard at one or the other time, and you all thought that it's an important year of the life. Did I ask whether that was right or wrong? I'm just telling you. So from the end of ninth standard, probably still to give the ninth standard last exam, people started planning for their 10th standard studies. Estimation. You estimated what is to be done for the next year. Get up at 6 o'clock, get fresh, go to school or whatever, and then come back and have some lunch, power nap of 15 minutes, self study for 3 hours. Okay, go for play, come back, take some break, again self study for 3 hours. Other than school, you are planning 6 hours of self study from the month of March. Then you come from school, have the lunch, and then you have the full-fledged nap. Forget about the power nap. You directly get up at night when there is a time to sleep again. The planning goes for a toss. So my intention is to convey you that just estimation is not sufficient. What we need, guys, we need that kind of money to finance it. Now, so that means once you estimate, even after that, once the process of estimation is done, okay, what you need to do, you need to take certain further action. See, what is that? So the chapter, obviously, the name of the chapter is what? Estimation of working capital. So obviously, what we will learn in this chapter, that is how to estimate our working capital requirement. Fine. Second, how to finance the working capital requirement. And then what will be the duration, that is called working capital operating cycle. Because if I go to the bank and if I tell them, give me some money, give me some loan, they are going to ask me, sir, fine, you tell us the amount which will happen over here, how to estimate. So it will cover up the amount part. Okay. And then duration, because when I go to bank for taking loan, suppose I tell them, okay, I want a car loan, I want to buy a car. So they will ask me, sir, what will be the value of the car? To decide upon the amount. So I tell them, okay, I want 10 lakh rupees. The next question they will ask me, sir, would you like to take, we have various options, no? 1 year loan, 2 year loan, 5 year loan, 7 year loan. So they will ask me for the duration also. So even if I'm going to bank for borrowing for working capital, they're going to ask me the two same things. They're going to ask me, sir, how much amount you need for working capital? And sir, what's the duration of your loan? So this is what we need to learn. Okay. So in this topic, though the name is just estimation of working capital, along with that, we are going to learn how to finance. Okay, right? How to finance, guys. I have a very broad answer for this. Right? You see, in the whole world, okay, maybe in the whole universe or all other planets which we don't know, there are only two ways of financing. What is that? Own funds and borrowed funds. Right? Either you save your money and use it, own funds, correct? Or what? You just use somebody else's fund. Somebody else's means you don't steal, you borrow. That's what I mean to say. Okay, so the only two options are what? Own funds and what? Borrowed funds. Okay, friends. So now see what I have done. I have covered till here. Okay, you can go through this meaning and objective, and it is the same thing that I have discussed till now. Okay, let's take a quick look and then we will proceed further. See, capital is nothing but money required to start or run the business. How much to raise money depends on what? How much we are planning to invest. Okay, fine. So invest where, guys? That's a question. Invest in what? As we discussed, one is fixed assets we need to invest. And what is the second place we need to invest? Working capital. Remember that balance sheet I showed you, right? See, the statement is also important that fixed assets cannot work on its own until and unless adequate level of working capital is maintained, right? So this is what we discussed. So what that extra money you need no for a day-to-day smooth functioning of your business is called as what? It's called as working capital. Okay, so we finalized. Okay, fine. We are going to do what? We are going to do estimation of working capital. Done, sir. And then the same thing that we discussed. See, the level of working capital depends upon what? Level of current assets and level of what? Current liabilities, right? Then I told you what? Let's see, guys. The level of current asset depend upon what? Level of stock, debtors, cash bank. Whereas level of current liability depend on what? Level of creditors, outstanding wages. I just wrote wages also. That's fine. So if we can see, that's what is also written over here. So if we can fairly estimate the level of these individual components of current asset and current liabilities, we can very well estimate what our working capital requirement. Correct? So the same thing I have shown you over here, right, guys? Right? That's in very simple words. We've been discussing this, and that is what we've discussed. The same thing we have also discussed over here. So, guys, those who are present, those who are listening, you agree with this, you can agree like this, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine, friends. So let us continue further. Yeah. Now, now coming to how to estimate. Correct? Because obviously that is our next important discussion to happen. It's how we will estimate. Okay, fine. So let me tell you, see, you know what happens, students? Whenever we talk about the topic, it becomes difficult to understand. But we talk about some things other than topic with reference to it, it becomes easy to understand. So let me not tell you how to estimate working capital. Let me tell you how did you and so you know what our soft corner, our favorite is what? Food. So it always becomes easy to understand from that. Correct? Yeah, it's always like that. Okay. So, okay, fine. So suppose friends, uh, see, we have taken a number of such examples earlier also. We can discuss again. See, it's all about eating. Okay. So suppose there's a family of four. Okay. And in a month they need 5 kg rice. If it's a family of eight, then tentatively they will need double of it, 10 kg of rice. If it's a family of 12, they'll again need 12 kg or whatever, 15 kg, triple of it. So basically, you know what? I would say that for estimating anything, I need some base. I always ask somebody else that how did you estimate? And whatever answer they provide, based on that, I estimate for myself with some variations. Likewise, let's take some example other than working capital. You all have joined this course of chartered accountancy. Since you're learning from me for CA intern, that means you all have cleared your foundation, right? So before joining this course, you must have consulted someone, maybe from family, friends, senior friends who are already doing chartered accountancy. And you know what? We always have our own evaluation of a person. right? Though we always hear that you should not be judgmental, but we always have that judgmental antenna on. Like the moment we see the person, no, before he talks anything, we judge him from his face, from his appearance, from his actions, from his body language. We judge. Very, very normal thing to happen. Okay, I'm not. I hope you will not deny this, right? So very normal thing to happen, right? Yeah. So you have some mental evaluation of your friend. Okay, he's very smart, or okay, he's the dumbest of the people on the earth. Okay. Suppose your evaluation is that he's the dumbest of the person on the earth. Okay. He becomes started account. You ask him, "Arey, how did you complete? How many attempts you took?" He said, "What attempts you're talking? Foundation first attempt, inter first attempt, and in final I got rank." And then you're like, If he can get rank, na, I will to pass without studying." Something like that. What did you do? You based your estimation on some basis. You evaluated. See, this is a very natural habit, guys. You agree what I said? So for any estimation, I need some base for evaluation. See, nowadays, see, if you have to travel somewhere, nowadays what happens? When I say nowadays, no, please remove 2020 and this 3 months of 21. Okay, because now if I say nowadays you have to travel somewhere, sorry, we don't travel anywhere. Same applies to me also. So whenever we are taking some examples, it's a pre-pandemic time and a normal life situation. Okay. So suppose you have to travel somewhere. What would you do? Sir, very simple, sir. Open Google Map and check the estimated time and the route. What is that? Are you not doing estimation based on Google's estimation? So a particular place you have to reach and the Google shows that it's 45 minutes. You say, no, no, no. I'm very slow rider. Like I take my bike, like people walking also go ahead of me, but I go very slow and safe. Okay, fine. And some people are like, I've seen some people. Okay, Google shows 45 minutes, no problem. I'll reach in 20 minutes. You take some base for estimation. Yeah, by taking 20 minutes, where you land up, I don't know, or the destination or the hospital, that's a different thing. But you always, my intention is to put it in your mind that for any estimation, I need a base. Right, friends? So likewise, when we have to estimate, when we have to estimate these all things, what we discussed, let's go step by step. We discussed that, okay, fine, we have to estimate working capital. So for working capital estimation, I need to estimate current asset and I need to estimate current liability. Okay, fine, that also is done. So what are the components of current assets? So these are the components of current assets. These are the general components of current liability. So what we need some basis, sir, to estimate all this. And yes, now that's a time to talk about. Now, after taking some examples from the other fields, now it's a time to talk about these particular things. Okay, fine. What will be the basis of estimation of all these? Yes, and we'll come to it. So now we are going to discuss about what? We are going to discuss about the basis of estimation. Okay. Basis of estimation of what? Current assets and current liabilities. Okay, people. Yes, so let's start with it. Okay, so let's go ahead. So we will try to find a suitable basis for the sake of estimation. So let's start with current assets. Okay. In current assets, yes. First is we want to talk about what we want to talk about stock. Okay. So in stock, yes, all aspects will come one by one. So the normal business has what? Raw material stock. Okay. Guys, what should be the basis of estimation? Like how much raw material stock I should keep. I think how much raw material stock I should keep will depend upon how much I consume. Higher consumption, higher stock. Lower consumption, lower stock. Correct? Okay, let's come out of working capital again. Let's go to our kitchens. We order grocery. It is a general pattern, if I'm not wrong. We order for 1 month, 1.5 month at a time. It's a general pattern. Some people say, no, sir, we order for 15 days. Somebody will say, no, sir, we order for 2 months. But a general pattern is we order for 1.5 month at a time. Same at my place. So the moment I receive order from the top management to order my better half, okay, she tells me you order for 1.5 month. Immediately I obey that and I order. Okay. Now during the pandemic times, the top management took a different stance. So order for at least 2.5 months. So did I question? No. I want to ensure regular supply of food for myself also. So okay, fine. Yes, ma'am. Order. So basically, what people are laughing. So leave it. I'm at home only. So how much stock of raw material to be done would definitely depend upon what raw material consumed. Okay. So what is this side for? So some kind of decoration. I'm going to do some artistic drawing that side. Then don't take me so seriously. Then we also have work in progress stock, right, friends? Okay. Now we all know what is work in progress. Work in progress is the goods which are in the process of pipeline or in the pipeline of production, we can say. Okay. They are neither raw material, they are neither finished goods. Okay. Now tell me, students, how the raw material get converted into finished goods. So we all know. So that on the raw material, now we have to apply some wages and we have to apply some overheads. Correct? They are the conversion cost. So when is the estimation happening? Guys, please understand the point of time. This estimation is happening when you have not even started producing. When is this estimation happening? When you are not even started producing. Do you all agree with this? So these are all sheer estimations. Nothing of this has happened till now. So like I'm trying to find out how much money I should keep aside for the amount which is going to get blocked in working capital, work in progress. Okay. So what I say, okay, fine, let me estimate some amount. So if question doesn't specify us, you know what we are going to do. One thing is for sure, we'll take 100% of raw material plus 50% of wages plus 50% of overheads. Okay, this is a way we will keep some money aside for the amount to be spent on what work in progress. Okay. If you're not okay with this 150-50, don't worry. I have just written at some other place when I'm going to talk about some other important points. I'm going to re-explain this work in progress. So don't you worry. Okay. Then we will have finished goods stock also, right? Everybody agrees on that in a business, as we will have stock of raw material, stock of WIP, we will have finished goods stock also. Now, what will happen in finished goods, guys? This will be 100% of everything. If I have to count, the value of finished goods, all raw material used, all wages applied, all overheads applied, that becomes finished goods, correct? So it's going to be 100% of raw material and wages and overheads. And guys, if it is 100% of raw material plus 100% of wages plus 100% of overheads, it is cost of production. So we will say finished goods are valued at what? Cost of production. Okay. Let's talk about next, debtors. And I think I'm very much sure you all will be very easily able to understand in the very first glance that debtors would depend upon credit sales. The bigger the credit sale, the huge amount of credit sale, more will be the amount of debtors. We all know that some businesses don't do credit sales, correct? Those who don't do credit sales, they have zero debtors, right? Then if you talk about prepaid expenses, they will simply depend upon amount of expenses that depends on it will be given in the question, right? That this particular prepaid expense is to be incurred. So that will depend upon the amount of expenses. And then as I told you, see, other than all this, I have to hold some cash. Now the question arises, how much cash should I hold? See guys, it's a very complicated question. But by keeping how much cash in my pocket, I feel comfortable. Okay, now if you'll ask me, I have no money in my pocket. Why? Because I'm at home, right? I need not keep every time I need not keep cash in my pockets. No, I'm at home, so I don't need money. Okay, fine. So what if you're going out? Yes, yes. That time I need to keep money. I'm just moving in the vicinity close to my house. I don't need much. Okay, I'm going to buy something. I need more money. Pre-pandemic times when I used to travel to different branches, okay, then definitely I'm going, leaving my city, going to some other place. So I need much more than what I used to normally have in Mumbai. So I said that's a complicated process. And for that matter, now guys, how much money the organization will be happy to keep in the cash box. So it will be very simple. It will be always given in question. You cannot in the middle of the exam leave the paper and go to that organization office and talk to the people. Sir, please tell me now how much money you want to hold in your cash. That's not possible. We also know that. So cash balance, how much to have will be always given in the question. Okay. So let's continue. So let us talk about current liabilities. Yeah. Okay. So suppose we talk about creditors, right, friends? Tell me, as debtors depend upon credit sale, creditors will depend upon credit purchases. I am very much sure you all have understood this, friends. Hello. See, if nobody gives us a credit, if we have no name in the market, okay, we are not a reliable people in the market. People always have a doubt on us that we may pay or we may not pay in future. So will they supply us credit? No. So creditors, whether we will have creditors or not, will depend upon what? Will depend upon credit purchases. Then outstanding wages, yes, it will again depend upon what amount of wages and outstanding overheads. Well, again, any expenditure for that matter will depend upon what amount of OHS overheads or what expenses. Right, friends? I hope this estimation part is understood by you guys. As your people listen, those who listen to me, they are listening to me, learning from me for the first time. I will give you some time to take a screenshot of this, right? Don't go in a hybrid manner that you just run through the things to just somehow manage to write all this. So my intention is that you first focus on listening to me. Okay. Once that is done, do take a screenshot of all these things. Write at home. Okay. Why? Two things. One, I get more time to explain you all this. Second, by writing at home, after the lecture gets over, automatically you end up doing one revision. Okay, so for certain things, I always tell students, okay, you take a screenshot where I get more chance to explain the things. Okay, so that is the whole idea. So please don't rush to write the things. Just stay focused on understanding the things right now. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So what about the second column, sir? Actually, you're going to do some artistic design or something. No, no, no. I'm bad at it. You see, hardly I managed to write the things. Okay, so there's no question. So definitely, when we're talking about estimation, you know what happens. See, guys, why the second column is there? See, whenever we are estimating, no, we discuss, no, we estimate in our own style. I told you, no, two people. Google Map 45 minutes. Somebody says I'll take 50 minutes. Google Map 45 minutes. Somebody says I'll take 20 minutes. People estimate according to their own understanding. You agree what I said, right? So when we are talking about estimation of working capital also, it is bound to happen. People will have their own way of looking at things, right? See, I told you now. Let's take some examples from pre-pandemic times. Okay, so when I used to have lectures in Mumbai, face to face, going for a branch, morning 7 o'clock lecture. So start with my car, 6 o'clock I'll leave the home, 6:15 I'll leave the home. Driving, roads are empty, like going comfortably. Somebody comes in front of me, driving very slow. So I'm like, who issued license to this fellow? He doesn't know how to drive. Tortoise, Kachua. Okay, I overtake him, give him a strong stance while overtaking. And then I continue. I feel good, yeah. Then again I'm driving, somebody zoom past. How is he driving? Marega Sala. See, means in the whole world, the most accurate speed is of me. Anybody riding slower than me doesn't know how to ride a car, how to drive a car, and anybody riding faster than me is going to get himself killed. So in the whole world, the most correct speed is of mine. I'm the best driver in the world, according to me. That's what happens, guys, when it comes to estimation. People always will estimate in their own way, right? Okay, so that's why we have basis of estimation and we have two methods. Okay, we stream it down to two methods. The things that we discussed just now, that is known as total basis, and the other approach is known as cash cost basis. The other approach is known as what? Cash cost basis. So I'll just quickly explain you. So which one is right, which one is wrong? Nothing like that, guys. Nothing like that. Everybody has their own way of estimation. Whichever method anybody likes, they can follow that. But yes, from exam point of view, we prefer cash cost and we give a note for that. But that's the next thing to be learned. First, you should know what is the difference between these two, total basis and cash cost basis. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's say total basis is PB, cash cost basis is CC. So see, let's say there's an argument going on between total basis people and cash cost people. Okay, so like each one is trying to, as we do know, we try to justify our stand. Okay, so like that, there is an argument going on. See, total basis fellow says my credit sales is 1 lakh. Therefore, my amount blocked in debtors is 1 lakh. So, therefore, to meet my expenses, I will borrow 1 lakh from bank. You understood what total basis fellow has a dialogue? You understood that he says that my credit sale is how much? 1 lakh. Okay, fine. So I've already sold the goods on credit. They will pay me after say 2 months. But I have to meet my business expenses today. Now that's why I'm going to borrow working capital requirement. I have to pay to raw material people. I have to pay to workers. I have to pay electricity bill. I have to pay water bill. I have to pay property tax. All these people are not going to wait for 2 months till the time I get money from my debtors, right? So he says, okay, see, my credit sale is TB is the total basis, CC is the cash cost, right? I hope you're clear with this. TB is what? Total basis. CC is what? Cash cost. Okay, so see, this is the viewpoint of total basis fellow. What he says, see, my credit sale is 1 lakh. So my amount blocked in debtors is 1 lakh. So to meet my expenses, I will borrow how much? 1 lakh from bank. Okay. So now cash cost, this is like a dialogue happening between total basis and cash cost basis. So cash cost basis people, okay, the person who believes in cash cost basis asks him that, see man, you're going to borrow 1 lakh. He asks, how much is your credit sales? So obviously he gets the answer from TB fellow, 1 lakh. Okay, fine. So he asks, what's your profit in that? You sold it on, definitely you must be making some profit. So what's your net profit? Just 20,000. Oh, so cash cost person says, then why borrow all 1 lakh? You understood? You understood this argument of cash cost fellow? Hello? Have you all understood this argument of cash cost fellow? Why you're borrowing this 1 lakh rupees? He says, see, I'm borrowing to meet my expenses. Then cash cost fellow explains him, what are you doing? 1 lakh is so selling price, na? In that your profit is only 20,000. That means your expenses are how much? 80,000. Agree? Why are you borrowing? You're borrowing to meet the expenses, na? Then why are you borrowing all 1 lakh? You can reduce your borrowing cost, interest cost you can reduce. So how much you can borrow? You can borrow 1 lakh or you should borrow 80,000. 80,000 is also sufficient na, to meet the expenses. It's all about matter of meeting the expenses. Na? So even 80,000 is sufficient. Those who are not used to do like this, like a 1, 2, I ask like 1, 2, 3, people have to reply like that. Okay. So borrow 1 lakh or borrow 80,000? 80,000. Okay, fine. Yes, yes. Okay. Some people are standstill as if I don't like statue. Okay, like that. That's not good. Okay, so then why borrow all 1 lakh? So what to do? He says, okay, do 1 lakh. Do 1 lakh minus how much? 20,000. 80,000. Okay. See now what happens? You know, this is not done. See again asks him, does your costs of 80,000 have any non-cash expenditure like depreciation? So total basis says yes. Depreciation is 10,000. Now you know what is going to happen? CC fellow is going to tell him, what are you doing, man? So CC fellow will tell him, that means your cash costs which you have to pay to others is 80,000 minus 10,000. That is 70,000, right? Therefore, according to me, means which method? CC method. Okay. Even borrowing 70,000 will be enough. You understood this dialogue, guys? This is a way I always prefer to explain to people. The total basis fellow is now on the firm opinion that I should borrow how much? All 1 lakh rupees. But see, cash cost basis fellow has convinced him. Let's see, what is the point borrowing 1 lakh rupees? 1 lakh rupees is your selling price. In that, there is some profit of your own. You don't have to pay it to others. Why borrow for that? Why borrow for that? So borrow 80,000 to make payment of your costs. Then again, the cash cost fellow asks, give me some details of your cost to know. Is there any non-cash cost? He replies, yes, I have 10,000 rupees as a depreciation in that whole 80,000 cost. Then he explains, see, man, worker will come asking money, right? Creditors will ask for money. Electricity people will ask for money. Administration people will ask for money. Selling and distribution expenses to be met. Agreed, everything agreed. Is anyone going to come to your doorstep for asking depreciation? Is it a cash cost? No, man, it's a non-cash cost. Then that means you don't have to have even 80,000 rupees in your pocket. It is sufficient to have how much? 70,000. Still, you can manage all your expenses. Do you all agree with this, guys? So the difference is clear. Which is correct, which is wrong? Both are correct. Even after all this dialogue, total basis will tell him, I understood. 70,000 I should keep, but I will keep 1 lakh. What will you do? I said, nothing. You pay little extra interest. I said, oh yeah, I'm okay with paying little extra interest. I want some more money in my business. Okay, so we are not here to argue which method is best, which method is correct. These are two approaches, right, people? Okay. See, as in life also happens. Some people say you should focus only on your occupation. Some people say no, you should focus on occupation also, but you should have some passion and hobby also. Now, people who have passion and hobbies always criticize those who just run after money. People who run after money always criticize people having passion and hobbies. Is there any final conclusion to this discussion? I think same way, two methods. So please don't be judgmental. Learn two methods, read the question, follow the question. That's it. Okay. So now let me take you systematically through all this. Now see, that means guys, one thing is clear in my mind, at least in my mind, I don't know about you people yet, that now from wherever in my whole working, I'll see net profit, I'll remove it if I'm going to follow cash cost. The moment I see something like depreciation, I'll remove it when I'm following cash cost. Okay. So now accordingly, now enough of dialogues. Let's fill this up. Right? Yeah, the dialogue was necessary to explain you the things, but now this is also equally important. See, in raw material consumed, there is no profit involved, there is no depreciation involved. Raw material consumed is what I buy from the others, so it will be same. Yeah. Okay. Yes. In WIP, you know what is going to happen? This overheads may include depreciation. So rest of the things would be same. 100% of raw material plus 50% of wages plus 50% of, here I will have to write very specifically, overheads subtracted by what? Depreciation. If there is any depreciation involved in these overheads, we will remove it so that we can go for cash cost basis. Similarly over here, when I talk about cost of production, but naturally in cost of production there will be overheads, and in overheads there might be depreciation. So if there is any depreciation, we'll remove it from here. Now, and see, we had a at length discussion of what credit sales. So obviously, guys, from credit sales, I will remove two things. I will remove net profit and I will remove what? Depreciation. Okay, I think this is going to go absolutely same. There is no question of any non-cash amount in this. It's a prepaid expense. This is also going to go same. The rest of the things are going to go same, actually speaking, right? So where did we identify the difference? So we are going to identify the difference at these 2-3 places only. One over here In WIP, if any depreciation is there, remove it. 1 over here in finished goods, if there is any depreciation, because the finished goods valuation is always a cost. So there's no question of any profit in that. Yeah, in debtors, we will have to adjust credit from credit sale, we'll have to adjust net profit also, and we will have to adjust depreciation also, right? Now always the question arises, sir, which method we should select? So see, conservatism principle suggests cash cost method. Like you borrow lesser, you save cost, or you save your interest expenditure. Okay, so what we are going to do, is which method to select. Okay, that's an important question from students' perspective. Okay. Which method to select? And yes, the answer is very simple. Follow the question. Question tells you total basis, follow total basis. Question tells you cash cost, follow cash cost. Yeah. If question does not specify, then what, sir? That's what is our main problem. No, if question does not specify, we will follow cash cost and provide a note as well. Okay, that alternatively it can be solved by what? Total basis. So, got it? So it's like we are more interested in safeguarding our own interest. So if question tells us a particular method, then we have a very simple thing. We will follow that method. But if question doesn't tell us the method, then it's like we need to think on it and what to do, sir. No problem. As we discussed, that cash cost goes with a lower amount. So it's like you have to borrow less. Okay, fine. We will follow cash cost. But to safeguard our answer, what we will do? We'll just write a note. Okay, by giving note, we are safe in our country, right? So I mean to say by writing a note. Okay. So we write a note. Okay, method is not specified. I have followed cash cost. Alternatively, what can be done? Total basis can also be done. Clear till here, guys? Everything is clear? Okay, fine. Now, see, I will give you the time to take screenshot of all this. I still have to explain. Now, see, this was our understanding of the method. Okay, I'm going to keep all this. I'm not going to erase this. So you take a screenshot at the end. Let me explain some important points as well. Okay. So once we are done with that, then we are good to go for estimation. Because see, you always must have read these kind of statements in the what social media, no? Like be calm and do your work, right? My game, my rules. Yeah, something sort of that is happening right now. Just an estimation is our game, no? So our rule will follow, right? Yeah, people always like they don't they don't get good marks in an exam, but they will always write my life, my rules. I don't know what. Huh. And then parents stop their internet connection. My life, my rules. Okay, fine. So trying to tell you that, say I always take some examples outside working capital so people immediately understand working capital. Let's see, if I have to estimate working capital with my rules, I have to have a clear understanding of my rules. Means what is our basic important points while estimating anything. So let's talk about these points. This also at the end of this discussion, you will take a screenshot. I want you to write these points at home, guys. You know what is the biggest benefit? Today evening when you write this now, you automatically get the things revised. Am I very clear with this? So don't be in a hush. Don't be in a rush to write the things right now. Okay, this is not something that will vanish. Okay? It's not like electromagnetic substance that it will gradually evaporate away. Okay? It will stay on the screen. So you get a time to take screenshot. So let's talk about important points for estimation of what working capital. Okay, fine. First thing first. Just a minute. See, so let's talk about these important points. All activities are assumed to be spread evenly throughout the year while estimating. For example, if estimated annual sales is 12 lakh, then the monthly sale is 1 lakh. See, in the bracket I've already written. In the real life, this is difficult because you want to pounce on me, sir. How this is possible, sir? Where did I say it is possible? But we have no other choice. You have estimated like this. Don't tell me that you have not done like this. Sir, where, sir? When you're left with certain time for the exam, see the timetable comes. University, college issues the timetable for exam. Okay, and you come to know, oh, the exam is after 30 days. Okay, and you have 6 subjects. You immediately calculate. Okay, 30 days divided by 6 subjects. So per subject, how many days? 5 days. So you should start from today. And when you start actually, you start on one just the day before the exam. You start searching for books and notes. But today, when you are estimating, you say, fine, man, 30 days left for the exam, 6 subjects. So, okay, let me divide by that. It comes to 5 days per subject. That's what. Estimation is always at a uniform basis. Okay. In the real life, it may be followed, may not be followed. I hope the first point is clear to all of you. Right? That is the basis of estimation, guys. That is a simple way of estimation. Okay. Fine. This is the second point that you have to keep in your mind. If questions specifies nothing, then what? All purchases and sales are always on which basis? Always on credit basis. Always. Okay, fine. I think you might have done these kind of things before also. People. Earlier also we have done this assumption in your previous syllabus also. If question specifies nothing, you are preparing like final accounts and it is just written over there, sales. Then what do you do? You always treat it as what? Credit sale. The same thing. If question specifies nothing, treat the whole amount of sales or purchases on credit basis. Okay, let's go ahead. Next one. If the opening stock is not given in question, then we assume that opening stock is equal to closing stock. And now all people who have done accounts in their life, they're almost going to pounce out of my screen. Hold my color. So what assumption you are doing? Sir, we are listening to you. That means you start making any assumption. Opening stock is equal to closing stock. Yes, this is my assumption. Then only I'll be able to solve this. See, what is the assumption? If question doesn't specify, then we assume that opening stock is equal to closing stock. So we know this equation of raw material consumed. Raw material consumed is equal to what? Opening stock of raw material plus purchases minus closing stock of raw material. Right? We all know this equation. But with our assumption that opening stock is equal to closing stock, it would get cancelled. Cancelled sales, they are assumed equal. See, written below that red arrow. So what will be left out? Raw material consumed on the left hand side, purchases of raw material on the right hand side. So raw material consumed and purchases will become zero. Now see, if I force you to assume this, you have no choice to assume this, right? You say now we have no choice. Our professor is telling to assume something like this, but we are not convinced. Quite possible you may not be convinced. It's okay not to be convinced with others. It's possible. Yeah, because you all have learned accounts. And where you know, sir, it's not possible, sir. We have solved so many problems on company final accounts, right? Or for final accounts of a trader. So how many tally do you please don't ask? But we have solved. And we have seen the questions, don't laugh. We have seen the questions, okay, where opening and closing is always different, sir. Okay, I agree with you. See, it's an estimation happening, guys. So I need some basis, I told you, know. And see, I understand, fully I understand that it may not be exactly the same, but it remains more or less same, guys. It also, this is also a point to be noted that in any business, the level of stock in the shop remains more or less same if the activity level doesn't change. Means what? See, we have so many malls and this that around our houses, but see, we end up visiting the small grocery stores which are nearby our homes. In the Indian setup, we have those grocery stores near our homes where we get rice, we get wheat, we get pulses, sugar, coffee, tea, bread packets, biscuit packets. Early morning they sell milk, they keep some vegetable. In the evening they try to keep some snacks. They'll try to adjust some space in their shop and try to keep one Xerox machine also. Correct? You all have seen these kind of stores. Okay, I forgot to tell. Pen, pencil, notebooks, basic stationery. Right? Do we have this kind of shops in our vicinity? Yes, yes. Whichever state, whichever city, whichever village. This is the normal setup. The shops are like over flooded. Like goods are like coming out of the shop all the time. The hanging. So that we have seen these kind of shops. You tell me, you see these shops in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or at night. The quantity of goods inside the shop is more or less same or not? Roughly same. I did not mean to say same till the last rupee. The moment the stock goes down, what would they do? They order it. It goes down, they order it. So you see the shop at any point of the time of the day. You see it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or in the night. What about the level of stock? Can you agree that it is more or less same? That's what I'm talking, guys. If question specifies nothing, then the level of stock remains what? More or less same. So we can, okay, where I have to calculate, where I have to prepare balance sheet, I just have to estimate my working capital. So it's like, see, even we do this. Hey, yesterday I went out, pre-pandemic time I'm talking. Yesterday I went out and I spent 100 rupees. Now I'm today going to the same place. So even today I will need 100 rupees. Okay. Today I may take one cup of tea less or one cup of coffee less. So instead of 100, I may spend 90. Okay, I may feel a little bit more hungry and I may tell the peon to please order one sandwich for me. So instead of 100, I may spend 150. But instead of 100, I won't spend 1000. No? There will be small variations. That is the basis of this assumption that if question specifies nothing, opening stock is equal to how much? Closing stock, right? Okay, one more example and related to food. See, before this pandemic time, you all used to come to classes, and when the classes used to go over 6-7 hours, used to carry a tiffin. Now, you over the period of time, see, within the years, your eating habits may change, but in a day or two, the eating habits don't change that frequently. So normally moms pack your food. Okay, so you go to class and one fine day you open your tiffin and you see around 5 idlis and a small amount of chutney in that, and you finish that. So the management is at a home, it gets a feedback from the empty tiffin. Okay, fine, the child can easily consume. The raw material consumption is around 5 idlis and a small amount of chutney. Okay, feedback received by the management. Management looks at you as a progressive object, right? A project which can be banked upon. So management decides to increase the raw material stock. So next day management sends you instead of 5.5 idlis or maybe 6 idlis. But management also understand that the project cannot expand and become international in a day. So instead of 5 idli, you open a tiffin, you have 200 idlis and you have a task to finish. Variations are small, guys. You understand what am I saying? Variations would be there. The chutney that is poured in your tiffin now cannot be accurate till the last milligram. It is more or less same. You understood what I said? You're convinced what I said. Okay. So while estimating, if we have no base, not given, information is not given, we can safely say, okay, fine, let's put opening stock equal to closing stock. Yeah, but very important. See, the assumption of opening stock is equal to closing stock won't apply to the newly commenced business. Why? You all know in newly commenced business, opening stock will be zero, right? So then the equation would be what? In opening stock, I'll substitute nil, not like this. I won't say equal. I will substitute nil. What will happen? Read it. Raw material consumed is equal to purchase minus closing stock. So if I want to know the amount of purchases, what I will have to do? Shift this minus closing stock and this inside. Respect mathematics. Minus closing stock will become plus closing stock this side. So raw material consumed plus closing stock will become equal to what? Purchases. I hope everybody has understood this. Hello? Once you are okay with the assumption, then the mathematics is simple. Once you are okay with that assumption that opening is equal to closing, then the mathematics is simple. Okay, people, fine. So let's continue. Same way, guys, we have one more equation. Cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock of finished goods plus cost of production minus closing stock of finished goods. Again, I assume the same thing, nothing given. Okay, so assume that same in absence of information, right? So what will happen? COGS will be equal to COP. That's what you see over here. Cost of goods is sold here is equal to what cost of production. But then we all know that this assumption will not apply if the business is bought newly commenced, right? Yeah, and then talking about WIP, why it should be valued at 100%. Yeah, it's an important question. Why it should be valued at 100% of raw material plus 50% of wages and 50% of overhead. So see this process. Okay, let's talk about this process. See, friends, production process started here. Production process ends here. Two junctions. Okay, fine. So what is a normal assumption? If question specifies nothing, what is our normal assumption? We assume that all the raw material got introduced over here. Okay, and what happens over here? See here, everything used in the process of production, that is raw material, wages, overheads, get converted into finished goods, right? So over here, 100% raw material got introduced, and over here, what happened? Everything is 100%. Raw material is 100%. Wages are also 100%, and even the overheads are also how much? 100%. But then only it gets converted into finished goods. But sir, then from this box to this box, this is all work in progress. Let's say, guys, this work in progress is of 30 days. Let's say the production process is going to last for 30 days. Tell me, on day one only will apply all raw material and all wages. I'm sorry, all wages and all overheads. No, sir. If the production process is of 30 days, on the first day something would be done, on second day something would be done, on third day something would be done. Like that, on 29th day something would be done. On 30th day, the remaining wages and overheads will be applied, and it will get converted into what? Finished goods. It will get converted into what? Finished goods. You agree? So now I have to estimate the amount that I should keep ready in my pocket to pay for my working progress expenses. So okay, if I say let me arrange the whole amount of raw material, and for wages and overheads, I'll keep 50-50. As and when I go on pay, that's gradually the past debtors are also going to make a payment to me. So I'll have money. I'll manage to make the expenses, payment of expenses. Did you understand what I said? Let's take one more simple example. See, we at our home, some civil work is to be done. Okay, let's take a simple example. Painting job is to be done. Walls are to be painted. Fine. After 4 or 5 years, we generally do that. So let's say that the walls are to be painted. Okay, fine. So you call some contractor and he tells you that's the estimate is 50,000 rupees. Okay, fine. He says, sir, I'll come tomorrow. Okay, fine. This, sir, please pay me some advance. You give him 50,000 advance. Next day, you are waiting. Somebody will come, somebody will come, somebody will come. Nobody comes. See, you all know our Indian setup. Do we keep advance like that? 100%? Sir, give me some advance. Right now, I don't have cash. Tomorrow, when you come now, you come my home, I'll give you you come with your people, okay, and material. That time, I'll give you the advance. So he comes with his 2 labor and some shoddy buckets, some ill-looking cloth, some worn-out brushes, some sandpaper, which is as such quite clean as a highway. There's nothing left out on that to polish. But he keeps that in your house and you feel, now I'm safe. Okay, now you will give him 5,000 rupees advance. So do you give everything on one go? No. You give him some money today, some money tomorrow. Then you will tell him, now let something happen. Let at least I see the first coat of the bed, then I will pay you the balance, like that. So as a manufacturer also, I'm not going to arrange every money on day one only for WIP. So we will follow the question. But if question says nothing, then we'll say, okay, standard, 100% of material, 50% of wages, 50% of overheads. That much money I will keep aside so that I can finance my work in progress. Clear? Okay, fine. So let's do one thing now. Whatever I had to tell you, I'm done with it. No, lecture is not over. So it's a screenshot taking ceremony has to happen now. So what you would do is, I'll put it over here. See, guys, take the screenshot of this. This is where you should start in your notebook. Okay. Now, if you like me, dialogue writing, then only you write this. But I will strongly recommend that you write this because many people now they don't understand that why net profit is subtracted, why depreciation is subtracted. I hope you people have at least understood why it is subtracted, right? So this dialogue writing is good. Just take a screenshot, write it at home, okay? And then this method selection also, obviously. This will be your first two sides of your notebook. Uh, then you will write this important points, guys. Take a photo, take a screenshot, whatever. Done? Okay, let me show you the next page. So I want you to write this also. Done, friends? Uh, Everybody present out there, taken the necessary photographs? Sure. Yeah. Okay. So now, remember this, wherever you are starting with this topic, okay, you have to do estimation of your own handwriting. If your handwriting is somewhere near, see, estimation is everywhere. Now we have to leave some blank pages no, before we start solving the question. So I told you, no, estimation is everywhere. Now you have to estimate your handwriting with my, you have to compare your handwriting with my handwriting. So if your handwriting is almost similar to mine, leave four sides. If you feel my handwriting is very small, your handwriting is like a feet of an elephant, you leave 10 pages. If you feel that your handwriting is similar to an ant's legs, leave only one side. Depends on you. Okay, you are the best judge of your own handwriting. Estimation is everywhere, guys. Estimation is everywhere. Okay. Some people have attended some previous classes with me. They are estimating in their mind. Okay, this person normally doesn't do before time, so today also do the same thing. And some people who are attending for the first time, they're just praying. Let's learn from today's experience. Like, okay, he lives on the same time, before time, after time. So you judge and you estimate, right? That's a habit. So let's use that habit to solve a question now. Guys, we are taking up the first question. Actually, in the process of taking up the first question, I'm teaching you the process. Okay, because people are always keen, like, sir, teach us some steps also to solve. So my steps are very famous. Right? Step number one, read the question. Step number two, draw the format. Step number three, solve the question. Okay, for everything we cannot have steps, right? These are very simple, guys. Go on identifying current assets and current liabilities and go on posting in the format. That's it. Okay, so let's talk about it. So you all are going to go to, so much of theory. Yeah, it is there, but gradually. Today we are just talking about the number, estimation of working capital. The other two parts in the topic later on. So let's start, guys. Cost sheet of the company provides with the following data. This is cost per unit. Don't do cost. No, this is cost per unit. Okay. Raw material cost is given 50 rupees per unit. Direct labor is 20. See, overheads are 40. But you have to make a note of this, guys. In overheads 40, na, 10 rupees is a depreciation. Means the cash cost fellow is asking you, how much are your overheads? 40 rupees. Okay, you might have factory rent, you might have electricity. Do you have a depreciation also? He says, yes, 10 rupees is a depreciation. So, guys, that means now you have to have a bifurcation of this 40 rupees. Correct? What is a bifurcation? You tell me. The cash overheads, Cash overheads are 30 rupees, guys, which somebody is actually going to come to your doorstep asking for this money, right? And then depreciation, what is that? That is a non-cash overheads, that is 10 rupees. Guys, so nobody is going to come to ask your doorstep for asking this 10 rupees. Did everyone understand that? Yes? Okay. You could nod your heads, that I can see. Okay. Thank you. Some people nod means I like feel like, okay, Are Baba, go slow, go slow. Your head will come out. Just be easy. Okay? Fine. Guys, I strongly recommend all of you that whatever markings I'm doing over here, I suggest that you also do these kind of markings in your question. Right? People are again spoiling their books. There is a difference between spoiling the book and making the markings. Right? People spoil like this. He'll draw something like this. This is called spoiling. This is like adding important points. Okay. Or they some of the like is in the class, they're like, come and start, right? Sir is talking now. We'll complete this meanwhile. I'm done. This is what is spoiling, right? Don't tell me. I don't want that thing over here. You can do it at home, but not here. Then the total cost is given. So profit and selling price. Okay. See, raw material remain in store for what? 1 month. Guys, management decision. I told you sometime back. Management decision. Why you don't ask? Management has decided that raw material stock should be for 1 month, right? You remember sometime back I told you. So when I will estimate my current asset, I'm sure that we will have a stock of raw material for a duration of how much? 1 month. Okay. Credit allowed by suppliers. Guys, suppliers means our creditors now. So in current liability, I will have creditors for a duration of what? 1 month. They are giving me a credit of 1 month. So I'm very happy. Somebody is giving me credit. Okay. Credit allowed to daters is 2 months. Okay, fine. So over here, in list of current assets, I'll have debtors of 2 months. You understand? Huh? When we give credit to them, our money gets blocked, and that's why our working capital requirement increases. Okay. Time lag in payment of wages is 10 days. See, we are trying to secure some credit from wherever possible. So our working capital requirement comes down. So outstanding wages, we are managing to secure a 10 days credit from them. Time lag in payment of expenses 30 days. Guys, now you need to tell me which expenses we are talking about. Cash overheads or non-cash overheads? Has to be cash overheads. Hello. Some time back we discussed. There is no question. Method, whichever method. Cash cost or total basis. Is any fellow going to come to my doorstep asking for payment of depreciation? Ruled out. Ruled out. So when I'm talking about outstanding expenses, it has to be for what? Has to be for cash overheads. It has nothing to do with the method. It's just a question of applying common sense. That, sir, nobody's going to come and ask for depreciation, sir. So people are thinking like, sir, you first tell the method. Forget my method. When I talk about outstanding expenses, they have to be which expenses? They have to be cash expenses. Okay. So just remember that for what? Cash expenses. So I'll write over here outstanding overheads 30 days. Okay. 25% of the sales on which basis? Cash basis. Okay, fine. So in our calculate data, no, they have to be 75% of sales. Correct? Remember that. Okay. Cash balance is 1 lakh. I told you that will be given in the question, guys. So cash balance required is how much? 1 lakh. That management decides. And finished goods to remain in warehouse for what? 2 months. Management call. Management says we should give stock of finished goods equal to 2 months required. Okay, fine. So stock of finished goods for what? 2 months. So see, it gives me a clear directive. Okay, what current assets I have to estimate, what current liabilities I have to estimate. You are required to estimate working capital required to finance a level of activity of how much? 50,000 units per annum. Guys, means this management estimates that in the whole year we will manage to sell how much? produce and sell how much? 50,000 units will manage to sell. So that will be our level of activity. Okay. So for that, we have to estimate the working capital. Okay. Assume that, see this statement, you know the importance. Assume that all business activities are carried out evenly throughout the year. But tell me, friends, this is our basic assumption while estimating. Even if this statement is not given, you're going to do the same thing. Yes or no? Even if the statement is not given, you're going to do the same thing. All activities are assumed to be spread evenly throughout the year. That's it. Okay. And assume what? Assume 360 days for calculation purpose. What does it mean, guys? It means wherever we have days, no? See, we have taken days at two places. Okay, you can see this 10 days and 30 days. So wherever we have days, no, take 360 days, right? Wherever months, don't ask me. How many months in a year? 12 months, right? Good, very good. Good general knowledge. Huh? Okay, so let's start with the estimation, guys. I hope that you marked all these small things which I keep telling, right? So let us start with the estimation. Just let me take out the file, 1 minute. Okay. See, this is how we present. Okay. So listen to me first. So it's for question one, and as we discussed, see, estimation of working capital of dash, that is company's name for duration, if the year is specified like 11, 12, 12, 13, 20, 21, whatever. On which basis? On cash cost. Why you are doing cash cost? That you know. Question has not specified any method. Particulars column where we have to just write current asset, current liability, stock, debtors, that much space. Duration is you have to write 1 month, 2 months, 10 days, 30 days, that much space. Amount is as usual, amount column. Maximum space you should keep where? You should keep it in calculations column. Now, see this part, very important. Okay, see what we have done. We have made an income statement because wherever we start calculating, we need these total amounts. This per unit amount is not sufficient for us. We need what? Total amount. So we multiplied everything and kept it ready. Okay. So for example, raw material consumed per unit rate is 50. Activity level expected is how much? 50,000. Okay, multiply. Raw material consumed is this much. Labor is this much. Okay. One thing to be noted, guys. In overheads, I have done two parts: depreciation and what others. That is what cash overhead. We will need now. So depreciation 10 into 50, 5 lakh. Other overheads 30 into 50, 15 lakh. So this is now see pay attention to this also. This also you need to understand. We are calling this cost of production oblique cost of goods sold. I hope you remember our assumption. If nothing specified in the question, right? COP will be same as what? COGS. Okay. In the question, is it anywhere written it's a newly commenced business? No. So we assume that okay, opening stock of finished goods would be same as what? Closing stock of finished goods. So COP and COGS would be same. Okay. Then added profit and then sales. And see this note. In the absence of information, working capital has been estimated on what? Cash cost basis. Alternatively, it can be also done on what? Total basis. See, by giving this note, we are safe. Okay. So I want you to present this. Then we will start solving together. Yeah, roughly half page should be your this space for this working. Shall we start, guys? No? Okay. Okay. Take a minute, but don't be like till 1 o'clock. We do this only, like format drawing day. People, should we start? Yeah, let's start. Oh, fine. So let's go ahead with it. So now, see, whatever we have estimated, no, whatever format you've drawn. Right now, I think company's name is not there. Correct now? No company. Keep it blank like this. Let's start estimating whatever markings we have done. Just a minute, let me open my file. Estimation of working capital. Okay, so whatever marking we have done, let's utilize those markings one by one. Okay, so as we are, okay, we'll start with obviously what current assets. So let's write over here current assets. Okay. So first, as usual, we'll write what? Stock. Now check the markings that we've done, guys. Okay. Stock of raw material is how much? To be kept for a duration of a month. Okay, fine. So here, the duration, I'll write 1 month. Now, as we discussed, how much raw material stock to be kept will depend upon what? Will depend upon the raw material consumed, right? Now, see for yourself, we have already calculated our raw material consumed to be how much? 25 lakh. Calculated in the sense estimated, right? That it is going to be how much? 25 lakh. So now 25 lakh is for the full year. Correct, friends? 25 lakh is for the full year. So for 1 month, how much we need? How will we calculate? Very simple. 25 lakh into 1 by 12. Okay. So 25 lakh into 1 by 12 we do. It comes to 2 lakh 8,333. It comes to 2 lakh 8,333. Guys, what this 2 lakh 8,333 means? It means on day one. It means on day one when I'm starting my business. Okay, it means on day one when I'm starting my business, I need to arrange how much? I need to arrange 2 lakh 8,300. Feel like we're sitting on a beach. I have to arrange 2 lakh 8,333 rupees on day one to purchase sufficient amount of raw material stock. And that's how we estimate our working capital requirement. Okay, I have not started any business activity, not started producing anything, but on day one, how much money do I need? I need this 2 lakh 8,333 rupees just to buy sufficient amount of raw material stock. I'll have to arrange that money. Am I clear with this? Okay, fine. So let's continue. Okay, so let's talk about the next stock. That is stock of finished goods. Okay, as we had seen in the question, is see this is done, so it's like I'm canceling this. Stock of finished goods to be maintained in what? 2 months. Okay, fine. So how much I'm going to incur for the total give me a moment. Okay, see how much I'm going to incur for the manufacturing of all things. I'm going to incur a cost of production of 55 lakhs. Right, people? Don't forget, but out of this 55 lakh, 5 lakh rupees is what? Depreciation. Correct? So cash costs are only 50 lakhs. Right? Okay. So here I would see like this. 55 lakh is my total cost. But out of that, 5 lakh is what? Depreciation. So you remove that depreciation. So and then whatever is left out, that is 50 lakh. 50 lakh is for how many months? 12 months. 50 lakh I'll spend for manufacturing this finished goods for 12 months. So over 2 months, what will be my cost? So I'll say, okay, fine, whatever it comes,
I'll do 2 by 12. So 50 lakh divided by 6, 2 by 12 divided by 6. It comes to 8 lakh 33,333. Okay, comes to how much? 8 lakh 33,333. That means if I plan to keep a stock equal to 2 months requirement finished goods stock in cash, I should keep in my pocket how much? I should keep 8 lakh 33,333 rupees. Then only the show will run comfortably. People, are you clear with this amount and are you clear with the interpretation of this amount? Have we already bought this much of material? Nothing we have done, nothing. We're estimating that if we plan to keep this much of stock in our godown, we have to have this kind of money in our pocket so we can comfortably finance it. This point is clear to everyone? Okay, fine. So let's see the other current assets that we have to maintain. Okay, so we are done with this also. Now coming to debtors, we have to give them a credit of how many months? We plan to give them a credit of 2 months. Okay, cancel the debtors and I'll write over here. Debtors, 2 months. Okay, now again guys, same story. The story which we had a dialogue writing between cash cost and total basis. Now same thing we will do again. Okay, see. Is asking how much is your sales? My sales is 65 lakh. Now see, right now there are no other expenses given. So this itself is gross profit or net profit, both. There are, see, after cost of goods sold, there is no administration expense given, no selling expenses given to be subtracted from gross profit to make it net profit. So this itself 10 lakh is our net profit. So you will say the same thing now. 65 lakh is your sale, but then you subtract net profit, 55 lakh is left, and you subtract depreciation, 50 lakh is left, right? So write all that things over here very clearly, don't worry. And do remember that we have marked over there the total, whatever comes, only 75% is debtors. So I will select this 75% of 65 lakh is my sales. Just to accommodate in the line, I'm just writing L, okay, minus 10 lakh is my net profit, correct friends? Minus 5 lakh is my depreciation. So again, whatever is left, how much is left? 50 lakh into 75% into 2 by 12. Right? Why 75%? It's told in the question, no, 25% is on cash. So debtors will be only 75% of the total sales. So 50 lakhs into 75%, whatever it comes to, divided by 6. So you get on 6 lakh 25,000. I hope you get the same answer. And other than this, you have to hold a cash balance of a lakh of rupees. As told in the question, guys, it's not my wish. I'm just following the management. I told you. Now, see, cash balance 1 lakh. So we concluded everything. Okay, all current assets we have taken into consideration. Now we'll take creditors 1 month. Okay. Before that, let's take a total of the current assets. 2 lakh 3,333, 8 lakh 33,000, 625, and it came to 17 lakh 66,666. You know what? We will call this as gross working capital. We call this as what? Gross working capital. So why to call this as a gross working capital? See people, 2,08,333 rupees I need to finance my raw material stock. Right? 8,33,333 rupees I need to finance my finished goods stock. Whatever on credit I'm selling, to finance that I need 6,25,000 rupees. And other than that, 1 lakh rupees I need in my pocket. So I need 17,66,666 rupees in all. Now, if nobody gives me credit, this itself is my working capital. As I'm giving credit to others and increasing my amount of working capital, now if nobody gives me credit, then this is my final working capital. Actually, it's not that way. We are getting some credit as we are giving credit to others. We are getting some credit from others. So to that extent, our working capital requirement will come down. Agreed. But that's why total of current asset is called as what? Gross working capital. So if nobody is giving me credit, this is my final amount. I will have to arrange this amount only. But yes, we know we have read the question. So we are getting some, sorry, we are getting some credit. So let's write less current liability. First we have creditors, and we know they are giving us a 1 month credit. Guys, remember creditors depend upon what? They depend upon credit purchases. But you know the whole income statement given over here. There is no credit purchase available. So yes, go with our assumption. Opening stock is equal to closing stock. Credit purchase is equal to raw material consumed. That's why those important points are given in the question, given in the beginning. So we will assume that's the same to be purchases. So I will take 25 lakh over here. So 25 lakh into 1 by 12, and I'm sure you'll copy this calculation. That's what we have to do. See, so what will happen? Now my requirement of working capital will come down because I'm getting some credit from my supplier. Okay. So let's get into the question again. Creditor we have covered. Outstanding wages are for 10 days. Overheads are for 30 days. So let's cover up these points. Even workers are, I'm able to avail some credit from them. So outstanding wages 10 days. Outstanding overheads 30 days. That's right, both so we don't forget. So how much is our annual expenditure on wages? See, labor 10 lakh. Right. So proportionate amount for 10 days would be our outstanding. So 10 lakh guys, 10 by 360. Don't forget it is told in question, take 360 days. It came to 27,777.77. So let's make it 778. See this much credit you are able to extract even from your workers. So your burden is reduced to that extent. Okay. Now, 1 second, I'm going to ask you guys one last final time. When I'm taking outstanding overheads, I'm going to take a total amount or only cash overheads? Total amount or only cash overheads? Only cash overheads. Everybody understands this? Yeah? Okay. Okay. So our cash overheads were how much? See this? See this for yourself. Cash overheads are 15 lakh. So good, now we are getting some credit from others. So automatically what will happen? Our requirement would come down to that extent. So 15 lakh. It's 1,25,000. That's it. We have completed all the current liabilities as well. So now you take a total. 125 plus 45 plus 2083 plus 3,61,111. And see now, these are my current assets, but I'm getting some credit from the others. So I will have to arrange a little lesser amount, and therefore net working capital 3 minus V minus 17,66,000. We got it 14,05,550. Okay, friends. So what we conclude from this, our overall amount which is going to get blocked in assets that we have to arrange for assets is how much? 17 lakh 66,666. But at the same time, we are getting some credit from others equal to 3,61,111. So ultimately, our working capital requirement is 14,05,555. So now tell me, this business fellow will go to the bank and would ask for a credit for a working capital loan. So what amount will he quote to the bank manager? The final net working capital amount, A minus B amount, that is 14. He will tell to the bank manager, see manager, I need 14,05,555 rupees to finance my business activities for the upcoming period. Is this understood well? Yeah? Okay, fine. So we're good to go for the next question now. You're done writing everything? Shall I go to the next question? I can see some people writing desperately something from the screen. Sir, you reduced it too much. You can zoom in from your side. You can zoom in my screen. I suppose. So let's go to the next question. Yeah. As usual, we'll first read the question. Yeah. So let's come to question number 2. Okay, friends, let's start. The following annual figures relate to XYZ company. Company's name is given. Okay. Sorry. Sales is given 36 lakh. Okay. Now see, you see the difference between the two questions. You see the difference for yourself between the two questions. In the first question, we were like given per unit things and given the unit. So we had to multiply. Correct, people? See, this everything was given per unit and we were given units over here. So we had to go on multiplying the things. Now little of burden is reduced, I can say. Correct. Now, what? The amount is given readily. Sales is how much? Sales is how much? 36 lakh. Okay, fine. What is written in the bracket? What is written in the bracket? That it is at what? 2 months credit. Oh, means we are getting some information over here that whatever sales is done, no, it is done at what? It is done at 2 months credit. So when I'm going to write my current assets, I'm going to write the current assets. I'm going to take debtors 2 months. Understood? Okay. Yeah. So let's move to the next point. Material consumed. See, even this material consumed is going to limit to us. 9 lakh rupees. Raw material consumed. Supplier extend 2 months credit. That makes us very clear that whenever we will start writing about when you start writing about current liabilities, there we will have creditors, right? Suppliers is what? They are creditors. And they are extending us a credit period of how many months? They are also extending us a credit period of 2 months. Creditors will be for 2 months. Okay, fine. Then see, again, you're given the wages. Total wages you are directly given in the question. Right? 7,20,000. What is written in the bracket? Monthly in arrears means in current liability list, you will have outstanding wages 1 month. Have you understood this point, guys? Hello? Wages monthly in arrears, you've understood that is outstanding for a duration of 1 month. Okay, fine. Yeah. Manufacturing, now see the difference. This amount which was given over here was a total wages amount. 7,20,000 was a total wages amount which comes in income statement. Material consumed is a total amount which comes in income statement. But you read these words very carefully. I will not have any kind of confusion. What is written over here? You see, it is clearly written that it is manufacturing expenses outstanding at the end of the year. So guys, understand this amount which is given to you right now, the amount which is given to you right now, this is an outstanding amount. Are you clear to what I said? This is not the amount of income statement. This is an outstanding amount. This is directly the ready amount is given to us, right? So if I want to write outstanding manufacturing expenses and I directly know the amount 80,000. Did you understand? It's okay that they're not giving you the duration to calculate. They have directly given you the amount. You can directly use the amount in estimation. But sir, in income statement, we have to write the annual amount. We don't write the outstanding amount. And that's why, to remove your worries, they have given over here. See, these manufacturing expenses are cash expenses paid 1 month in a year. Okay, fine. So they are telling you that this 80,000 is for a duration of how much? 1 month. So it's like you can go reverse calculation. If 80,000 is for 1 month, guys, what will be the annual amount? Yes, Ram. Yes, I can read, I can see people talking from this side. Okay. Ramakrishna saying 9,60,000. And I can guess it. I can get it. Right? It's okay. We have been doing this since few topics, right? Yeah, some people are busy eating, so they can't talk, but that's okay. So if I'm asked for annual amount, then I will say, okay, I'll take 80K and multiply it by 12. 9,60,000. I need that amount in income statement. Again, guys, after this, see, here I wrote myself, I wrote total. Now here they give you total. Means this amount is the income statement amount, correct? Paid as above. What do you mean by paid as above? 1 month in arrear. Okay, fine. So in my list of current liabilities, I would say, okay, sir, I will write uh, outstanding administration expenses. How much? I, duration I need to write. No, the amount is for the full year. The amount, not many amounts gone. Okay. Outstanding administration expense I know is what? Outstanding for 1 month, right? It's paid as above, which means it is outstanding for 1 month. And guys, remember, this 2,40,000 is a total amount. Huh? This 2,40,000 is what? The total amount. Okay. Similarly, again, total means the annual amount is 1,20,000. What is that, sir? It's a sales promotion expense, but what is written? It is paid quarterly in advance. So there's no question of it coming in current liabilities. It has to come in current assets. It's a prepaid expenditure. So we will say prepaid sales promotion expenses for a duration of 3 months. People, you have understood 1 quarter is 3 months. Confirm now? Yeah. I understand there are 4 quarters, but then 1 quarter is a duration of how many months? 3 months. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Now the next statement, very important. See, what is the first part of the statement? What it says? It says that the company sells its product on a gross profit of 25%. Let's split it and read. I think you will be okay with this. Company sells a product on a gross profit of 25%. I hope you'll understand this process. Means what? Means if the sales is 100 and you do minus COGS and you arrive at a gross profit. No? So gross profit would be 25 and COGS would be 75, guys. You agree with this statement that I have written? Sure. Means the statement is harmless. It just telling you that GP ratio is 25%. So if the sales is 100, cost of goods sold would be 75 and GP would be how much? 25. Everybody agrees on this, right? Okay, fine. Now comes the question, the next part of the statement. Yeah, let's talk about the next part of the statement. It may put you in some danger. So let's make it red. Counting depreciation as a part of cost of production. So what now? What to do with this? What is the interpretation for this? Are you going to interpret? Chat box is open. Okay, Jai Singh. Okay, let me see the opinion of some people. Then I will tell what Jai is told. Nobody, only one message I've got till now. Okay, okay. Charu. Actually, you don't have a book. Okay, fine. Okay, that part makes no effect on our answer. Total basis approach. Okay. Super, Vedika. She is saying depreciation is included in our cost, so we need to subtract it. Why people are always in a correction mode? I'm not. Udita is also saying the same thing. We need to subtract depreciation. Guys, why you're always your permanent topic to stay is rectification of error. It's like you take it as a moral duty to correct everything. They say, I've done this. Oh, you've done this? No, let's not do this. They're just telling you, guys, you need to understand, the types of sentences we have learned in English grammar. Exclamatory mark. Okay. Some sentences have a question. Some are just affirmative. Some are like order. Some are assertive. This is a clean statement. It is just telling you that depreciation is a part of past cannot be changed. Do as said. You always say this. Yes, man. Thank you. But friends, what is the implication of this? It's so funny, no? You know what? You've done this, but you don't realize what you've done. Read this line. Counting depreciation as a part of cost of production. You tell me just now for the earlier question, for question number 1. Huh? You guys tell me. Have you not prepared this income statement? You happily copied it without any issues? Huh? You happily copied it without any issues? Now you tell me in this 55 lakh rupees, guys, in this 55 lakh rupees, this depreciation of 5 lakh is counted or not counted? It's counted. It happens sometimes or it happens every time. Every time. Few organizations do this or every organization does this. Every organization does this. So they're just making fool of you. It has no effect. Tomorrow I tell you, look at this income statement and tell me, tomorrow I tell you, raw material consumed is included in the part of cost of production. So what? You have to take some action on this? No, sir, it's included. We'll remove it, sir. What? Nothing. Without raw material, how will you produce? But sir, you said na, raw material is a part of cost of production. I'm just telling you, I don't want you to take any action. So guys, understand, there are some statements which are informative. There are some statements which need some action. And there are some statements meant by ICAI to fool you. It's one of them. Some people ponder a lot around this. They think a lot on this and take some wrong decision. And ICAI is very happy. Don't do that. Understand the difference between the statement which is just there for the sake of information, guys. So I hope you understand that this is not going to have any effect on our solution. Am I clear? Huh? Okay. Let's read. Right now, that's final now. So I would say over here, no effect. Fine. It keeps 1 month stock each of raw material and finished goods. Yeah. Then I need to add over here current asset. I have stock of raw material 1 month and finished goods also 1 month. Okay. And it prefers to keep a cash balance of 1 lakh. Okay, fine. So in list of current asset, I'll write cash of 1 lakh. Okay. Assume 20% safety margin. Yes, this is the point to be discussed at the end. So we'll solve as normal and then we will come to it. Work out the working capital requirement of the company on what? On cash cost basis. Very clearly noted the question. So we'll follow cash cost. And what will be the difference? We need not give that working note, which we gave in the first question, that in the absence of information, we follow this alternative. Not required. Method is already given in the question. Okay. And then what are you told? Ignore. No, sir, ignore. No, then why to read? But at least you should know now what to ignore. Ignore what? Ignore WIP. Fine. Anyways, WIP duration is not given in the question. Okay. So let's start with it. So first we will, as usual, make an income statement presentation out of this. Yeah. See, a little of working we need to do, guys, with the income statement. See, please understand this setup that we have done. Okay. See, income statement. I hope and I'm sure issues with this amount. Raw material consumed is 9 lakh. So where from did you get it? Question. Correct. It's there in the question. Wages 7,20,000. Where did you get it? Question. Correct. Manufacturing expense 9,60,000. People, did you understand from where this 9,60,000 has come? Question. But in a little different way. They are telling us it's outstanding 80,000 for a duration of 1 month. So for 1 month it is 80,000. For 12 months, we prepare income statement for how many months? 12 months now, whether paid or not. So whatever, my annual expenditure would be 9,60,000. Everyone agrees on this? Oh, people busy copying. Come on, people, respond. 90% of the people have shut down their videos and are into sleep mode. At least those who are alive. Depreciation is missing. Okay. After adding all this, here I will get cost of production or cost of goods sold. Right, friends? Tell me, what is the GP ratio? GP ratio is 25. So cost of production or cost of goods sold would be 75. Pay attention now. GP would be 25. Sales would be 100. Out of these three figures, what I know for sure in the question? What I know is sales. Hello? Sure. Okay. Can I take, as you can see on the screen, can I take the sales as 100? Then GP would be 25 and COGS would be 75. Agreeable to all of you? Can you cross multiply? Because in one batch I got a doubt, sir. How did you get that GP and how did you get that COGS? So you want me to show the cross multiplication? 100 is 36 lakh. 25 is how much? Can you cross multiply for yourself? And tell me the answer as well. Does this come to 9 lakh? Chat box, you can put on your answers. Yeah, correct. Cost is 27 lakhs. Yes, people, right. You have two options. You can either subtract or you can just do that same multiplication again. Yes, friends. Thank you for replying. Okay. Now, guys, this cost of 27 lakh is the total of all these four. What's it? It has to be the total of all these four. Huh? Take a total of these three, check whether it is 27 lakh. If not, the difference would be depreciation. So what is the total of these three? 9 lakh plus 720 plus 960. The total comes to 2580. I hope you can see my calculator. I'm just trying to prove that I'm doing 2580. Correct? But our cost of goods sold is 27 lakh. So what is the difference in between? See, I have a very clear understanding. What is the difference? Then you have to tell me depreciation. How much is the difference? Then you tell me 1,20,000. Let's repeat. What is the difference between? This was a joke intended at you. Okay. The difference is depreciation. And how much? 1,20,000, sure? Okay, fine. Okay, sure. Let's go ahead. Anybody? Okay, I've got a lot of answers in the chat. Hey, depreciation. Somebody has written 1 lakh. No, no. 1,20,000. Yes, depreciation. Correct, guys. Correct. I can get your messages in the chat box. Thank you. 1,20,000 by Mahesh. Hey, there is somebody fixed asset in my business, in my FA, fixed asset. Okay. Charu is there. Okay. A lot of people. Good. Fine, people. Keep answering. Okay. So 120. Confirm now. So the income statement. Okay, okay. I got your answers. Yes. Thank you, friends. So the income statement is complete. But see now, Difference in the earlier question and this question. Earlier question, our income statement was closing at this level. Guys, please understand the difference. In the earlier question, okay, we show it now. Yes, it's fine now. It doesn't involve any extra cost. I will do that. Material, labor, overheads, done, all closed. After this, there were no expenses to be written in P&L. So this 10 lakh itself became my gross profit as well as net profit. Agree? But now, guys, in this question, we do have some other expenses. So how gross profit will become net profit? That's not possible. We have to calculate net profit separately. Understood? Oh, people. Hello, guys. Did you understand why I was writing that extra thing? Okay, good. Sorry, you did not do like this in the last question. Now why are you doing? Why are you doing means what? Question is giving you some extra administration and sales promotion expenses part of P&L. Okay, so carry down this, bring down this 9 lakh rupees over here in the P&L account, sort of. Okay, so that is. So the gross profit is 9 lakh. From that, I will subtract the administration expenses, which happen to be 2,40,000. Okay, and sales promotion expenses are 1,20,000. So if you subtract all this, then get a net profit. 9 lakh minus 360. It came to 540. Okay, friends. So you clear with the difference between the first question and the second question? Yes, I'm getting your answers. Thank you. Yes, Pratiksha. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Fine. So let's continue. So now we are good to go and we can solve this question now. Okay, so let's start with it. Kaushika, please zoom out. See, I'll show you. So listen, this is a working that I've done. So all of you understand. For writing, no, I need a bigger space. I can't write on that small thing. So I have to zoom in a little. Don't worry if you're left to write. If you're still pending with writing something, worry not. At the end, I show the full sum. So from your side, you can pinch, zoom in, and copy the things. Okay, so don't worry. In case one or two amounts are left out, don't worry. If you feel like, sir, you should keep it like this and write so that we can see the whole thing at one go. If sometimes it's not possible. If I start writing at such a small place, then it's very difficult to write. So I have to zoom out, zoom in a little to write. So let's start. As usual, we'll first write what? Current assets. Current asset will write stock of raw material. Let's go to the question and check out. We've already written, see, stock of raw material 1 month, stock of finished goods 1. Okay, so let's utilize this. Stock of raw material 1 month. I'll have to close this. It's not responding. 1 minute. I'll reopen. Yeah, stock of raw material 1 month, stock of finished goods 1 month. Now you know stock of raw material would be estimated on what? On the raw material consumed, correct? No? Yeah, so what is stock of raw material? 9 lakh rupees, correct? Okay, so let's go ahead. So 9 lakh into 1 by 12, 75,000. Okay. Stock of finished goods is on cost of goods sold or cost of production. But then you know that 27 lakh is given over there. But guys, which method? Method Which method? It's a cash cost method. Correct. So from this, I will have to subtract that depreciation of 120 that you calculated. Correct now, people? So whatever is left out into 1 by 12. Yes, right, Charlie, correct. So that comes to 2580 divided by 12. So 2,15,000. Did you get this amount? 2,15,000 every month? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Yes, Kamali, I'm getting your answers. Thank you, friends. But just don't focus on typing, huh? Right? Also, because I know you all are very fast in doing that. Much better. Satya is smiling. Yeah, I know multitasking on your side is much faster than mine. But still, yeah, like some people write also, some people chat also, some people immediately write in their mobiles also. I can see from here, but wait a minute, somebody has already calculated working capital. These are all people from the next stage. Wait a minute, but we are a century old people now. Learning from an old fellow, we take time to write. Okay. So we are done with the raw material stock. We're done with the finished goods stock. So let's focus on debtors. Debtors what? 2 months. Okay. So wait a minute. Somebody has given me the answer. Wait a minute. We have to do that working adjustment for safety margin. Okay. Now this time, is it told to you something like that? 25% is on cash or something? No. So you can directly go. See, friends, now an important explanation, nothing like that, right? One important explanation for debtors has to come over here. How much is our credit sales? 36 lakh, right? From this, I'm going to subtract my net profit first of all. Check your answer. Check your income notes. You've already calculated net profit of 540, right? Minus depreciation of 120. True. Whatever came. So 36 lakh minus 540 minus 120. It's 2940 into 2 by 12. Okay. So I get 490. Right, friends? Okay. You got this 2940 as a cash cost. I'm just writing over here. 2940 as what? Cash cost. Okay. At the end, we will put 2 minutes to understand this. Once again, I know you have understood. That's our only cash cost is left after we subtract all this. I have to elaborate from my side. Like I feel comfortable. Okay, I gave you the explanation. Back to the question. We are done with debtors. We are done with stock. Okay, we are left with prepaid sales promotion expenses and cash. I mark both and we'll move. Okay. So let us write prepaid sales promotion expenses. 3 months. See, sales promotion expenses are 120. So 120 into 3 by 12 divided by 4. Now, so it will become 30,000. Right. And other than this, what you need? You need a cash of how much? You need a cash of 1 lakh. Right, friends? So we take a total of this. We are done with the current assets now. 75,000 plus 2,00,000 plus 490 plus this. So you got a total of 9,10,000, guys, right? And I always make it a point to make you write over here, but please write what? Gross working capital. So it keeps hammering in your head that if nobody will give you credit, no, will end up borrowing this much from the bank. This will be your final working capital, but that's not so. That's not so. We have some current liabilities to be subtracted. So let's do that. Less what? current liabilities. The first one is creditors. The creditors are giving us a credit of 2 months, right? Let's see in the question. Creditors are giving us a credit of how many months? 2 months. Okay. So you know, na, creditors will be on what credit purchases, but the question has no purchases. So we'll assume the same as material consumed. So 9 lakh into 2 by 20 divided by 6, so 150. Okay. Then what next we had in the question? Let us see. We have outstanding wages for 1 month. Okay, manufacturing expenses we directly write. Outstanding wages 1 month. Our total wages are 720 annual expenses into 1 by 2. So 60,000. I may run short of a line or two. Just hold on. Outstanding manufacturing expenses. We are given in the question 80,000. So just copy that. Right, friends? Good, people are posting answers. I'm reading them. I'm just not announcing those because people are still work in progress. So let's wait. And other than this, we have outstanding administration expenses for a duration of 1 month. So it's 240 into 1 by 12. So it will come to how much? 20,000. Now see, guys, just have to adjust the place. So this total the total of B 150 to 10, 3 10. Correct? Now see, A minus B is 6 lakh. Correct? Means ordinarily what should happen? Ordinarily, we should go to the bank and borrow 6 lakh rupees. But see, again, I told you, it's all about the mentality of the person who is doing all this. Depends upon his thought process. Now, suppose the person is very conservative. He calculated, he estimated, let's say estimated. He estimated how much, he estimated that we will need 6 lakh rupees. Correct? Tell me, people, whenever you go to borrow, whenever you plan of financing your expenditure, suppose you're going for an outing, family of 4, traveling for 4 days, and you sit and estimate all the cost, and the cost comes to say 1 lakh rupees. You carry exact 1 lakh rupees. So, like while you get down at the nearest airport, and like while coming back, cab costs you 600 rupees, you're left with exact 600 rupees in your wallet. Do you make calculations like this? Or after calculating everything, you'll add something to it. Okay, sir, expenditure is 1 lakh. We'll keep 1 lakh 10,000 or 1 lakh 20,000. We'll keep some 20-25,000 extra. Why? For any unforeseen event happens, any unplanned thing happens, we have to have some extra. Right? That is called as a safety margin. So this businessman, this businessman, the management plans to keep a safety margin of how much? Yeah, I'm getting your answers. Plan to keep a safety margin of 20%. Right, people? Okay. So whatever this amount has come, the bank manager is asking, sir, how much you want to borrow from me, sir? So I say, okay, my asset is 6 lakh, but let me add some safety margin. 20% of this amount. So 120. So final amount that you please lend me how much? 720. So this would be my net working capital. Sorry. Yes, projection. Tell me, people, is all these components of this answer I've understood properly? Okay. Don't leave the meeting. Just give me 2 more minutes. I have to throw some light on cash cost. We had that dialogue between total basis and cash cost basis. Everything fine, but still a little more from my side, so that you don't face any hurdles in the future. Should I discuss? Okay. See, listen. See now. Here. How did you calculate a cash cost? What did you say? Sir, our total sales is 36 lakh. Right? Remove the net profit, remove the depreciation. So whatever will be left will be cash cost. And we got our cash cost as how much? 29 lakh 40,000. Now, what exactly we mean by cash cost? These are those costs which we pay in cash. So see, we have 2 ways of looking at it. We have 2 ways of looking at it. Something very important I'm discussing, guys. Had it been unimportant, I would not have discussed. Making it more clearer to you people. So right now you calculated like this. You took a sales of 36 lakh, subtracted 5 lakh 40 from that. So from 36 lakh, you first subtracted 540. You got 30 lakh 60,000 on your calculators. Then you said, let us remove the depreciation, sir. Okay. So you subtracted and you got it 29 lakh 40,000 as cash cost. Hello, people? Agree on this? Right? Now see, my simple understanding. Suppose some students are here left on my screen. Okay. So I tell them they only graduate. See, I'm giving an example. Huh? Immediately don't start leaving the meeting. Only graduate boys should wait over here. Are you able to hear me? Example, it's an example. Don't leave. Just listen. Suppose I say only graduate boys should wait over here. What will happen? All the girls will leave the meeting. Then those boys who are not graduate will also leave the meeting. Or I say, okay, fine, only graduate boys contact me. Others will be here only. That's what we are going to do now. See, we are talking about cash cost. No? So fine, either you calculate like this or take a total of all cash cost. Go through the question. Raw material consumed is 9 lakh rupees. Cash cost, you have to pay in cash. Wages are 7 lakh 20,000. Cash cost, you have to pay in cash. Our annual manufacturing expenses, sorry, this is our annual expenditure. Annual manufacturing expenses would be 9 lakh 60,000. Even this is one cash cost. Administration expenses, we have to pay Rokda, cash, we have to pay cash. That is how much. Administration expenses are 2 lakh 40,000. Cash cost. Any other cash cost? Yes, sir. Sales promotion expenses for the whole year, 120. Guys, we have just taken our cash cost. Take a total of that. 9 lakh plus 720 plus 960 plus 240 plus 120. Does it match? Yes. Now, hope you understand the meaning of the word cash cost. This is enough example to understand that we are taking only cash costs into consideration. So 2 ways of looking at it. Take the whole amount of sales, remove the net profit, remove the depreciation. Else, go through the whole question. Whichever you feel like it's a cash cost, take it in your working, you will reach the same number. What say, guys? I hope everybody has understood this well. Right? This explanation was very important. Right? Same way you could do for valuation of COP, COGs. See, raw material consumed, 9 lakh. Wages, 720. Manufacturing expenses, 960. Take a total of this, 2580. That's what you've done, huh? Or what you have done, you said, no, sir, we did it like this. We took 27 lakh and we removed 120. Are people, then ultimately you will come to the same number, na? Either take only cash cost or from the cost of goods sold, you remove depreciation. Understood, people? This discussion is very good. This is extra. Don't write so much in exam, else you will not be able to complete your paper. This is just for your understanding. So whenever you next solve working capital questions, you will not have any confusion left in your mind. So shall I say that you understood all these things very clear? Okay, fine. So listen to me, guys. Listen to me. If you want to take a photograph of this, you can take. This is just extra, just for understanding. Okay, this is not to be given an exam. Fine. Clear till here, guys. Okay. So as per the schedule, the lecture gets over. Okay. Now see, in your schedule, I think your doubt solving is after 15 minutes. But then what we will do 15 minutes looking at each other's face. You have, there won't be any other 15-minute lecture in between. No, sir, we are occupied with some 15-minute lecture. Then we will join for doubts. So if you don't mind, you can ask your doubts right now. They have to be related to the subject and the topic. Sir, we have lot, don't laugh. We have lot many doubts. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm going to solve. Okay. Like that, even I have a lot of doubts in my life. Am I going to ask you all that? No. Yeah, solution to question two. These kind of questions you can ask. Share your screen, share your bank account details. No, no, not bank account details. Show page number 2. So can you repeat the last part of that extra part? Okay, calm down. I will show all the pages one by one. So those who like to take screenshot, please take screenshots. Screenshot, photography, do whatever you want. I will not again keep showing these pages. Now, whatever once for all screenshot taking ceremony, complete that. Are you done with this photography? Okay. Let's come to next page, photography. Not the time to write, people finish the photography now. Scroll to the next page. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. People are writing, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You are all welcome. And scroll to the next page. So what I told, either whatever amount you have, from that you remove profit and depreciation, or you just take a total of cash cost. Yeah. So we're done for the day, guys. I've shown you everything again, whatever we've learned. Yeah. Important points, if anybody needs a screenshot, it is here. You have to write those, please. Yes, people. Take the photograph, please. Done. Okay. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. This is done. Okay, fine. Introduction somebody needs. Okay. Introduction page also. Please take the photograph. Let me come to the respective page. Yeah. Those who want to talk to me, raise your hand. Those who want to talk to me, raise your hand. 1 minute. When you raise your hand, your video should be on. Otherwise, you're not considered. I don't know whom am I talking to. There may be some extraterrestrial people also, no, from some other planet. Yeah.
Sir, can you just repeat the last part, sir? But I couldn't get the explanation.
Which part?
That extra part which you have explained.
Arey, my dear, I told no. You people are so funny sometimes. You understood how to calculate cash cost, or you're not understood?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand this part, or you did not understand?
Yes, sir. Somewhat I got.
Still somewhat only. All the rest. You understand cash, you understand cost, or you don't understand?
Yes, sir. Those I understand.
Right. So if you understand cash and if you understand cost, the other side is only cash cost. Read what you have written on the right hand side. What is the first item?
Raw material.
You get it for free, or you
Sorry,
have to pay
sir.
for it. You get it for free, or you have to pay for it.
You have to pay for it.
Exactly. With whatever you pay for it, it's called cash cost.
Okay.
What is the second heading?
Wages.
Correct. You pay for wages or you don't pay.
We pay, sir.
Right. So whatever you pay is called as what?
Okay. Cash cost. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sir.
That's it. It's a simple understanding, man.
Okay, okay.
So either you count all the cash cost, or from the profit, or from the selling price, you remove the profit and you remove the depreciation.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No format homeworks today, please. People are like used to those who have learned some other topics from me. They're like, yeah, sir, cash flow statement. Aparna, right now, cash flow statement you're referring to. So just to give a format homework only. No format homework today because this is very simple. So yeah, so let's go ahead and I've just now explained the cash cost, right? So let's stop for the day. Okay. Chalo. Bye everyone. So we are not logging again for doubt solving, right? Doubt solving is also done. Somebody wants to talk to me. Please turn your video on. Otherwise, you don't exist. And can you turn your video on? Then we are good to go. Otherwise, I'm logging out. No, you're not turning your video on. Okay, fine. Bye bye. Chalo people, I'm logging out. Now, one final time I'm asking. Other than this, anybody has to talk to me? Okay, chalo. Final. Bye.